What happens if you drink a protein shake every single day? Do you finally start building lean muscle, lose fat faster, recover quicker from your workouts? Or does your body just shrug it off like, nice try? Protein shakes are everywhere now. Gym goers, influencers, weekend warriors, everyone's tossing some powder into a blender and calling it a day. But is this habit actually doing something? Or is it just flavored placebo? To answer that, we need to zoom in on what protein does in your body, how your system processes it, and what science says about consistent supplementation. And let's be clear, this isn't about hype or marketing. We're digging into the actual research. Let's start with the basics. Protein is one of the 3 macronutrients your body needs to function, along with carbohydrates and fats. But unlike the others, protein isn't primarily a fuel source. It's structural. It builds and repairs tissues, synthesizes enzymes and hormones, and helps maintain a healthy immune system. In the context of fitness, the biggest role protein plays is in muscle repair and growth. When you train, especially with resistance exercises like weightlifting, you're creating micro-tears in your muscle fibers. Protein provides the raw materials your body needs to repair those tears and build back stronger. Now here's where protein shakes come in. They're not inherently special. They're just a convenient source of protein. 1 scoop of whey or plant-based protein typically gives you around 20 to 30 grams of protein, depending on the brand. But for most people, especially those with busy schedules or limited time to cook, getting enough protein through whole foods alone can be a challenge. That's where daily shakes can help. Drinking a shake each day helps you stay consistent. And consistency is what drives results, not random surges of effort. That said, the timing of when you drink your shake matters less than people think. There's a long-standing myth about the so-called anabolic window, the idea that you need to slam a protein shake within 30 minutes of your workout or you've wasted your entire session. That's mostly outdated. What really matters is total daily intake. Your body doesn't store excess protein the same way it stores fat or carbs, so spacing your intake throughout the day, including a shake, helps maintain a steady supply of amino acids in your system. That's more useful than front-loading a huge dose all at once. Now let's talk about food versus supplements. Is a shake better than chicken, fish, or eggs? Not really. Whole foods give you not just protein, but also vitamins, minerals, fiber, and other beneficial compounds. They're more satiating and generally more nutritious overall. But shakes win on convenience. You don't need to cook them. They digest quickly, and they're easier on the stomach after a workout. So it's not about replacing food, it's about supplementing your diet when needed. There's solid evidence backing this. A 2018 review in Frontiers in Nutrition analyzed multiple studies comparing protein supplements and whole foods. The conclusion? As long as total protein intake is adequate, there's no significant difference in muscle growth between high-quality food sources and supplements. So the shake isn't better, it's just easier sometimes. Now, let's say you've added a shake to your routine. What happens inside your body? First, if you're training, your body uses that protein to trigger muscle protein synthesis, the process of repairing and building new muscle fibers. This doesn't just help with growth, but also with recovery. You may notice reduced soreness, improved performance over time, and faster bounce back between workouts. Second, you might notice better appetite control. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient. It helps you feel fuller longer, which can reduce cravings and prevent overeating, especially helpful if fat loss is your goal. Third, you may see improvements in metabolism. Protein has a higher thermic effect than carbs or fats, meaning your body burns more calories digesting and processing it. That doesn't mean protein shakes melt fat, but over time, a higher protein diet can support better energy balance and weight management. But here's the mistake many people make, assuming more protein equals more muscle. So they start drinking 2, 3, even 4 shakes a day. And unless they're extremely active or struggling to eat enough food, that's usually unnecessary. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that about 20 to 25 grams of high-quality protein per meal is sufficient to maximize muscle protein synthesis in most people. Going far beyond that doesn't mean more growth, it just means your body converts the excess to energy or excretes it. There's also the issue of nutrient displacement. If you're drinking too many shakes, you might be crowding out actual meals that provide other essential nutrients, and that could backfire long-term. In moderation, though, 1 shake a day alongside a balanced diet is totally safe for healthy individuals. In fact, studies consistently show that protein supplementation doesn't harm kidney or liver function in people without pre-existing conditions. That myth has been debunked repeatedly. So, what does science say about drinking protein shakes every day? Let's start with the obvious. Protein is essential not just for muscle, but for almost every tissue in your body. Hair, skin, hormones, enzymes, immune cells, and of course, muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to repair and build new muscle tissue after resistance training. That's where protein shakes earn their spotlight. How much protein do you really need? Most sedentary people need about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. But if you're active, lifting weights, or trying to build muscle, you'll need more, usually 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram, or roughly 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. Let's say you weigh 75 kilograms, 165 lbs. You're aiming for about 120 to 150 grams of protein per day. Now here's the real problem. Most people fall short, not because protein is rare, but because it takes effort to hit those numbers consistently, especially with whole foods. That's where protein shakes help. They're fast, convenient, and accurately dosed. A typical scoop of whey protein gives you about 20 to 25 grams of high-quality protein with minimal fat or carbs. So yes, drinking a shake every day can help you hit your protein target. But hitting that number is only part of the equation. Does more protein equals more muscle? Not exactly. A 2018 meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine looked at 49 studies and over 1,800 participants. It found that protein supplementation improves gains in both strength and muscle mass, but only up to a point. The muscle-building benefits plateau when you exceed your daily needs. So, if you're already getting enough protein from food, adding a shake on top doesn't do much. Translation? Protein shakes are a tool, not a magic powder. They work if they're filling a real gap in your diet. What happens if you drink it and do nothing else? Let's be honest, this is what most people want to know. Can you just drink a shake every day and expect results? Short answer, no. Here's the thing. Protein is a support player, not the main event. If you're not resistance training, consistently challenging your muscles, then you're giving your body no reason to build muscle, no matter how much protein you drink. Think of protein like bricks. Your body won't build a house just because bricks are lying around. You need a construction crew, and that crew is your training stimulus. Without training, you'll probably just oxidize the extra protein as energy or excrete the nitrogen waste through urine. Are there side effects to drinking a protein shake every day? Honestly, not unless you're doing something extreme. Let's bust a few common myths real quick. First, protein damages your kidneys. This one's been floating around forever, but here's the truth. If you're a healthy person with no pre-existing kidney issues, you've got nothing to worry about. Study after study shows that high-protein diets are perfectly safe for healthy individuals. Your kidneys are built to handle it. It's their job. Next, protein makes you fat. Only if you're consistently eating more calories than your body needs. Protein itself is actually the most thermogenic macronutrient. That means your body has to work harder and burn more calories just to digest it. So no, your shake isn't sabotaging your fat loss goals. And how about too much protein will make you bulky? You wish it were that easy. Building real muscle takes months, if not years, of structured training, progressive overload, and recovery. Drinking one shake a day won't magically turn you into a bodybuilder overnight. That said, too much of anything can backfire. If you're pounding shakes all day and skipping real food, you might start noticing bloating, digestive discomfort, or even nutrient gaps, because shakes lack the fiber, phytonutrients, and volume that whole foods provide. So here's the golden rule. Use protein shakes to supplement your meals, not replace them. Think of them as a convenient add-on, not a full-on substitute. How to pick the right protein shake without getting scammed. The supplement aisle is pure chaos. Flashy labels, jacked cartoon mascots, and claims like extreme muscle mass screaming from every tub. So how do you actually pick a protein shake that works and avoid getting scammed? Here's the simple breakdown. Whey protein isolate. It digests fast, is light on the stomach, and is packed with leucine, the amino acid that kickstarts muscle building. Perfect post-workout or really anytime you need a quick hit of protein. It's also low in lactose, so if dairy usually wrecks you, this one's your friend. Casein protein. This stuff digests slow. It drip feeds your muscles amino acids over hours. Great before bed to support recovery while you sleep, like a muscle-building nightcap. Plant-based proteins, like pea, rice, or blends. These are solid if you're vegan or dairy sensitive. They might be absorbed a bit differently, but if your total protein intake is solid, you're still good. Just make sure it's a blend or contains all essential amino acids. But here's what really matters. Are you actually hitting your daily protein target? That's the game changer. The shake is just a tool. Pick the one you'll actually use, digest well, and can afford consistently. I've linked a few research-backed protein powders I personally trust in the description. They're clean, effective, and the kind I'd recommend even if we were talking in person. So, should you drink a protein shake every day? Let's bring it all together. Yes, a daily shake can make a lot of sense. If you're someone who struggles to hit your protein target just through food, if you're training regularly and want to support muscle recovery and growth, or if you just need a quick, portable option that fits into your routine. But on the flip side, you probably don't need it if you're already getting enough protein from whole meals. If you think the shake alone is going to magically build muscle, or if you're using it to replace real food entirely, that's not what it's for. A protein shake isn't some secret shortcut. It's a tool, simple, effective, and backed by research, but only when used as part of a smart overall plan. Use it to fill in the gaps, not to do the work for you. When you pair it with consistent training, smart eating, and proper recovery, it can absolutely help you build muscle, lose fat, and bounce back faster. But if all you're doing is tossing some powder into water and hoping for gains, you're basically drinking an overpriced milkshake. Protein shakes don't build muscle, you do, but they can make the job easier. So if it helps you hit your goals, go for it. Just remember, the real results come from lifting hard, eating smart, and showing up consistently. Drink the shake, but do the work. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe to Builtwise for more no-nonsense, science-backed fitness guides that help you train smarter, not just harder.